waffles, falafel, hot dogs, tikka masala, miso, ice cream, tacos. We have some of the best food you can find worldwide for a town this size. There are delicious options from appetizers to desserts, with flavor profiles from across the world right here in this valley. Sometimes you'll find them around town in trucks, and other times they pop up in hidden nooks and crannies across town. Let's explore two of these treasures that offer up treats for diets of all shapes and sizes today on Hometown. Jeffrey Nahor said, "Good food ends with good talk." Sharing a meal breaks down walls and creates the opportunity to connect deeply. That's why family dinners are so special. Shared experiences create bonds that stay with us forever and provide moments of joy like no other. Sometimes the magic happens at home on a holiday. Other times it happens in an ice cream shop with your kids and grandkids. And sometimes it's on the street with a stranger. But in every case, eating together brings us closer. It also happens because incredible people love the process of providing the food that makes it all possible. Today we meet the people behind Pinecone Creamery and La Monarca, two culinary treasures we enjoy here in the valley. Let's explore trucks and treats, essential ingredients in the remarkable story of us.
Pinecone Creamery in downtown Walla Walla. Rachel and Corey, hi.
Hi.
So tell me about your creamery here.
Yeah. Corey, you want to have at it?
Well, sure. Yeah, we are a local small town creamery. We make all our ice cream on site using local ingredients as often as possible. Ice cream basically being the general focus. We also do vegan ice cream flavors, sorbets, sherbets, and then different novelties like, popsicles, ice cream sandwiches. We bake a lot of our own inclusions and sometimes sell
smells
those.
Good in here.
Yeah.
But I want to know, why the pine cone?
Okay.
Okay, so Corey and I also own another business in town called the Maple Counter Cafe. And Corey's parents own a restaurant in Squim called the Oak Table Cafe. So we have the oak tree, the maple tree, and then we wanted to keep with the tree theme, so we did pine cone. But then also there's, like an ice cream cone, and so we thought it was like kind of a nice play on words, the pine cone
So
and
an
the
inverted
tree
pine
aspect.
cone
Yes.
with a scoop of ice cream on it.
Top.
Yeah.
If you blur your eyes a bit, it's
Yeah.
almost
Okay.
indistinguishable.
Yeah.
So tell us about the process of doing this. I mean, there's a lot of love and hard work that goes into making ice cream, right?
Yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what's the process like?
So so the process now that it's open is you're getting ingredients. So we'll start with, maybe it'd be helpful to start with a flavor and take that from start to finish. So it was just recently strawberry season. And so there's a local farm out here called Clickers Strawberries.
Right.
So we would buy strawberries from that farm and then take them in, and they were actually kind enough to process them for us out there, which is great. They cut the stems and cut the berries in half. We would then store those in sugar and a little bit of citric acid, like lemon juice and things like that, to sort of balance a really strong, intense strawberry sort of slushy. And then we would combine that with cream and sugar and basically our ice cream mix in a large machine that sort of tumbles ice cream at a super high speed in a very super cooled cylinder.
And you're going to show us all of that.
I will show you all that. And then you have the product. But yeah, I mean, from start to finish, and us being an independently owned small creative endeavor, we can kind of do whatever we want, whenever we want, which is fun. So we might visit an ice cream shop, on a trip somewhere and get inspired, or we might experience a dessert or a food or a fresh fruit that is not even in the same context as ice cream and try to bring that into our shop, you know.
So it's like, hey, why don't we try that?
Yeah.
It's fun. It's like a laboratory back there, and some flavors aren't beloved at the same level as others, but it's never bad. And that's what I've always kind of said is the great part of ice cream is there's enough sugar and fat and fun
And
that's
everything.
going in there
Yeah.
where it's gonna be good almost no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And so it really opens up this field of creativity.
not?
Yeah.
Why not
we-
try
Yeah,
that?
and we get to be really creative, which is fun because we rotate a lot of our flavors.
Yes.
So we do have 7 everyday flavors that we always have available: vanilla bean, melted chocolate, the clicker strawberry, honey lavender, mint chip,
Yum.
bourbon caramel pecan, and cookies and cream.
Cookies and cream.
Yep.
Oh, that's
So
it.
those 7 we always have, and then we
Yeah.
have 8 other flavors that we just rotate. So whenever we feel like making
try
something
this.
fun,
Yes.
we try it out, and like Corey said, some hit and some don't. But
overall, somebody always likes every flavor a lot. At least one person, if we have a flavor that isn't super popular, there will be a customer
Something
complaint saying, why did you guys
Why-
take that flavor off?
I
And it's
came
like,
in today and
it's
you
like,
don't
awesome,
have that.
thank you. I'm glad someone liked it. But yeah, it's part of that searching and experimenting with different things.
So why is ice cream? Why does it like? There's a need for it. There's a want for it. There's something that we like about ice cream. What is that?
So when we opened Pinecone Creamery, one of the things that we were really shooting for was to create a space in our community where that appealed to every age group. So from little kids to the elder community, a gathering space where everyone would kind of want to come. And ice cream is one of those things where you go out to celebrate with ice cream, like, hey, it's my birthday, I want ice cream. Or also kind of when you're having a hard day, you're like, let's go get ice cream. So it's a really unique thing in that way that it appeals to all of our emotions and also like every age group.
So to have your places of business downtown, to be seeing the community, is it cool?
Yeah,
I mean,
we
you
lo-
moved
we-
here not knowing anybody,
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
we love it. When we first, we didn't know anyone when we moved here, but we knew that we definitely wanted to be downtown. We had a realtor show us, some different, options of spaces, for Maple Counter, and anytime it wasn't downtown, we kind of were like, no, we want to be part of downtown.
Walkable downtown. Yeah.
And it's so great because here at Pinecone, we're like half a block around the corner
Yeah,
from
I was
Maple
gonna
Counter.
say,
So we're
so
just
you're
buzzing
back
back
and
and forth all day
yeah.
long, and we get to know so many people being down here. It's wonderful.
So now here comes the next question. May we taste some of your ice cream?
Yes,
Absolutely.
of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, if we can move over and
Okay.
you
Let's
can
do it.
give me a tour
All right,
of
come on over.
all of your ice creams over here. So Rachel and Corey, wow, this is dangerous having me back here with you.
Yeah.
So Rachel, tell us about some of the flavors that you have here.
Yeah, okay, so one of the flavors that we have is honey lavender. It's one of our everyday flavors. So we use local honey from Milton Freewater. It's from Sweet Bee Honey Co. And then also, I'll just point out all of the colorings that we use are all natural. So we're coloring this one with purple carrot. And then our
Purple carrot.
Purple carrot
Yes,
extract is
yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
Our greens are coming from spirulina. We have a blue spirulina we use for our blue ice creams. We use turmeric.
For the yellow.
Yep.
Yeah, and then beet.
Beet for
And they're
pink.
all concentrates, so they're able to they're able to basically extract the color by eliminating a lot of the flavor. So you don't actually taste the carrot or the beet, but you get all that
You
rich.
all that in there.
Yeah,
But I'll get
color.
you a little scoop.
Oh, now this is wonderful. So I want to know though, Rachel. You said in college when you were at University of Washington, you
Yes.
worked at
The mix.
The mix. Oh my. Oh, this is like totally heaven. Are you like buff in your?
Well, I don't do too much
She
scooping
is though. The
anymore,
answer is yes.
but
She is a pro.
when we
She's a
first
pro.
opened, yes, my
Oh.
wrist got really strong.
Yeah.
That is really good.
Yeah.
And the lavender isn't too powerful.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that's
that
one
is
of our favorite flavors. We're also doing a huckleberry right now.
Okay.
It's huckleberry season right now here in Walla Walla,
Yeah,
up in the foothills. So we have a few people who, bring us
bring that in.
huckleberries. So we're doing that right now as well. Corey had mentioned the clicker strawberry earlier.
Yeah.
We have that one. What do you want to try?
The huckleberry.
Do you want to try the
actually.
huckleberry? Absolutely. Yes, this one's so good.
So the huckleberry you're saying is coming from
Coming from the mountains.
Yeah, from the,
yeah,
like,
we
Oh,
get
that
so
is
so yeah.
good.
So there's actual huckleberries from this part of this region.
yeah.
Of
Oh,
course, no
yeah,
one wants to talk
Tolkien.
about where they get their huckleberries. That's sort of a
No one
coveted
will actually
secret.
tell us.
Some of
Yeah.
that. Okay, let me try the Earl Grey. Okay, so maybe for someone who's watching, oh, that's good too, the Earl Grey. Someone is watching and they say, well, I'm vegan. So
Yeah.
We
so
got you
we
covered.
always have one sorbet option, and we always have 2 vegan ice creams as well. So we use an oat milk base for our vegan ice creams.
Oat milk.
And yep, and we just rotate those through. So
Okay.
right now you'll see we have lemon poppy seed and orange dreamsicle. Sometimes we'll have chocolatey ones. Yeah, it just depends on what our ice cream maker feels like making.
And to point out with the vegan, which we pride ourselves in this too, is we are always scooping too, but we often have like up to 5 or 6 flavors that are pinted because we don't
Right,
always.
that you can grab
And
and
you
go.
can grab those.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
Okay.
we always keep 2 that can be scooped fresh, but if you ask
We
us.
try to have
yeah.
vanilla on
Yeah.
hand if people want just a plain vegan vanilla,
Yeah.
and then they can, yeah.
So oat milk, and then do you also use coconut milk?
So there's coconut is in some of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
If we do coconut, it might be in lieu of oat milk. You just sort of want one sort of
Predominant
milk
flavor, yeah.
substitute. You could mix the 2 though, that would work.
Oh,
But
really?
sometimes you might go like if you were going to do a coconut, you might go all the way with coconut and make that be your
We
substitute.
do
for
a
milk.
like a raspberry lava flow, a vegan raspberry
my.
lava flow.
Yes, or a
we
pina
do a pina
colada.
colada. Yeah.
So may I taste one of the
Yes,
ones that
which
has?
one?
So this is the one that has the oat milk.
The oat milk.
Yes.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
you should try the dreamsicle. That's
Okay.
that's based on those popsicles that used to
Yeah.
have the ice cream in the center.
Yes.
That, yeah.
Oh,
So
yes, yes,
I
yes.
think this is
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Okay,
for sure.
thank you. This is goes back.
Yeah.
Very good. I can't taste the difference.
Isn't it great?
We
Yeah.
do a flavor called strawberry lemon cookie, and people come in and they're not vegan at all, but they always choose
Love
it because
that
they
one.
love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, my husband would love that.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for having us here. And your hours are.
So right now we're open from 12 to 10 on weeknights and until 11 p.m. on weekends. And our hours do fluctuate. In the winter, we'll drop it down a little bit, close at 9 and 10 and 8 and 9. But yeah.
Okay. And address, Corey? Website?
It is thepineconecreamery.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and ice cream is good, as we mentioned earlier. Always. I lived in Russia, and we ate ice cream every day,
Even when it was cold.
outside.
Yeah.
Yes. So there
I
were
love
shops.
that.
Yeah, there
I
were
love
shops
that.
where you could go, and they would. The ladies were in their big coats, and you would buy the
I
ice
love
cream,
it.
and you would eat. So,
Oh, I love it.
anyway, well, thank you so much
Thank
for having
you.
hometown,
Thank you for visiting us.
and thank you for being part of our hometown of Walla Walla.
Thank you.
It's our honor. Thank you.
Ephraim, it's so great to be with you because we all love food. We like food trucks, and your family it just goes way back in the food truck business. Tell us about your company.
Well, thank you for having us. Yeah, we have 4 food trucks here in Walla Walla. Operating right now, we have 2. My mom, my dad started in April. We turned 24 years serving tacos. So it's something you really have to love to keep doing it.
Yes.
My mom, my dad started the business. I jumped in it about 14 years ago, and that's when we started growing a little bit more. And it's just been mostly family members working at it. My sister, my mom, my wife. Well, I have 5 sisters, so they'll
So you got a lot of people to help contribute.
Yes.
And your food truck, La Monarca,
Tacos La Monarca.
Mhm.
Yes, La Monarca, it's the monarch butterfly. In our Hispanic culture, people who see La Monarca, they represent a cooking style related to the butterfly because the butterfly is original to the state of Michoacan. So they know what kind of flavor we have.
Yeah, so now I've got to hear more about what makes that region's food special, what makes it different than other Mexican food.
I think not to be biased because I'm from there, but we have one of the best Mexican food in the state of Michoacan. We're surrounded by Jalisco, where they have great food as well. We're surrounded by state of Mexico, Guanajuato. So we have different states that combine together, but we're mostly a savory kind of style of cooking. It's just a lot of tradition and everything that goes behind what we do here too. I learned from my mom. We didn't have what we ate at the house. We just brought it onto a food truck.
Sure.
And I think My mom learned from her mom, and it just keeps on going.
So, what are some of the key ingredients that really are unique to that region?
The mole, the mole. Every state in Mexico has their own mole, basically. Ours is a little more savory, and it just depends on like the guajillo peppers, the kind of different flavor profiles that you get from different. Food is simple,
Yeah.
and I think that's what provides us what we've done. We try to keep it simple. It's really what you find your cupboard like in your house in your kitchen, nothing out of the normal,
Okay.
and you make something good with that. I think that's what it is. At the beginning, it was hard to get ingredients all the way from Mexico. As times have changed, it's easier and easier to get the fresher ingredients here from Mexico.
Yes.
So that helps us elevate our what we do now.
Sure. So you're saying that that your food at your food trucks is made out of the things that would be in your home in Mexico,
Yes.
in that region, but
Yeah.
they weren't necessarily readily available here.
Yes. So
Okay.
we're some of the things, for example, that we do now. We have a mole recipe. We don't make it every day from scratch. In Mexico, we do have somebody. They'll do the recipe. They'll grind it for us, and we bring it. Every year, I travel to Mexico, and every year we bring kilos because in Mexico it's by kilos
Yes.
of mole that
Yes.
we add into our like our enchilada sauce,
Yes.
stuff like that here.
So it gives it the authentic flavor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. That's why when we go and get food from your truck, it's different than whatever we're scurrying up at home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think when my parents first started, my mom and my dad, like, what we're gonna sell, and we always had lots of people over our house, and they decided let's just try to sell what we eat at the house.
Yeah.
I mean, if we eat it, I think it should be
And
something.
people always coming over to eat it, so
Yeah.
must be good.
So that's how we got started. We didn't know a lot of things about food trucks. We were the third food truck here in Walla Walla.
Wait, let's stop right there. The what, third?
Third.
Third food truck in Walla Walla, which has now become such a big thing.
Yes.
I mean, we have the big food truck night and everything.
Yes.
So you're pioneers.
Yeah, we like to think so. We've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes the hard way, but we've learned a lot. And I think before we used to see like you made a mistake. Now it's just a learning experience to give a better service for next time you do. Something goes wrong, fix it for next time, and just keep on improving.
Now, food trucks are mobile, obviously,
Yes.
because they're trucks. But do you have certain locations where you usually are, favorite locations?
Yes, that was a question we got asked earlier. How do you choose your spot?
Yeah.
A lot has to do traffic, and I think the most important thing is parking. If you don't have the right parking, it's really hard to stop by and get any restaurant, brick and mortar or food truck.
Absolutely.
We were lucky enough that we found one location where we parked there, and we've been there for 24 years. So people now know.
They know where to
Yes.
find you.
Another one of our food trucks we take out to wherever we get invited or we get asked to cater, or so we do wineries, weddings, festivals, wherever we can fit the truck, we're there. We only operate for the past 4 years. We only operate 10 months.
Okay.
From 10 or 9 months from March to the end of November.
Yeah, those winter months, not the best.
They're hard, not
Yeah.
for food trucks. We tried different ways to go about it, and it was really hard. So during those 9 months, we average between weddings, wineries, festivals, about 150, 180 events with one truck, and the other truck is
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other truck is open Monday through Saturday at the same location. So that's a good thing about a food truck that's mobile. You can reach different people, different events, different stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, 24 years, right? There, you must have regular customers that
Yes.
are practically like family now.
Yes. Sometimes you don't wanna. You feel tired, like, oh, I'm not gonna open up today. But you remember the one customer that he was so for lunch, and you want to kind of. There gets to a point where you feel bad not opening up because you know they're gonna. There's other places they can go to lunch, but they're expecting you to be there.
Yeah.
So to a certain point, there's customers that come 3-4 times a week, and that makes you feel good because they can choose to go anywhere else, but they can come back, and not just 1 week. They keep you'll see them a lot throughout the year, and you start joking around with them. And some customers you don't know by name, but as soon as they see their face, do you know what they order?
Yes.
You know, so to a certain point, it comes to be like a family. And that feels really good to have that feeling towards our customer.
There's got to be some of that feeling because it is so much work to be involved in any kind of restaurant business, including food trucks. It just hardly ever stops, right?
Yes, there's a lot of things involved. I think I never owned a brick and mortar. I never wanted to.
Yeah.
I like the food truck. I think I got the hang of it, and it's really, especially I take care of most of the catering events and stuff like that. So I get to meet new people and new places and stuff like that. I think there's a little bit more work involved in a food truck because you have to unload and load everything every time you're done. Instead of, okay, I'm done, I turn up the gas, everything's in its place. When you come back next morning, the truck is not like that.
No.
You drive from one location to the other, you gotta secure everything because sometimes things tip over. There's always something, expect something to go wrong. If it goes right, it's one of those beautiful days, but there's always something to be fixed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's a lot of work, special thing to do. But why do you keep doing it?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I was going to school to become a teacher, ESL. To be.
Oh, hey,
my parents, I helped my parents with one of the food trucks. Finished my 2 years here at the Creamery College. Was going to transfer to finish my other 2 years. I told them I couldn't help them anymore, and they're like, "Well, we'll sell you one of the trucks." That was on a Sunday over dinner. I didn't think twice. Monday, my wife and I were by ourselves in one of the trucks.
You jumped at the opportunity then.
Yeah, because I liked what I was doing and I knew how to do it.
Yeah.
I think that was the best decision I made so far. From buying one truck from them, now my wife and I, we bought 2 more. So now we have three trucks.
Yes.
And
so it's a growing business for you. Yeah.
After a while, we ran. It was harder working for ourselves and for them because they would take all the responsibility if anything broke down, if there were no sales or anything like that. Being your own boss, it's fun, but it's really hard.
Yeah, a lot of freedom and a lot of responsibility.
Yes.
Yeah, both.
Yes. After a while, we were set up at a parking lot. We were asked to move. Sales went down. I told my wife, I'm going to go to the community college here has a program, college culinary institute.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna go check it out. She's like, oh, there's nobody here. Just go. So I went. I got into the program. They opened my one of the best decisions I made.
Okay, culinary arts program.
Yeah,
at Walla Walla Community College.
Yes.
Yes.
I did the program. Met the instructors were wonderful, helping me with my business and teaching me a lot of things. So I'm really grateful for them, and that opened my door to catering. I saw how they were doing it and kept asking questions and being involved in whatever they were doing. So
that's really helped you to grow your business in a whole nother direction.
So sometimes you have to invest into your business a lot and to keep on growing and learning. There's always room for learning, no matter how good you think you are at something. There's always room to learn.
Well, it's so great for me to be able to learn a little bit more about the food truck business and what you do. Great chatting with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us here.
Thank you for choosing Taco Bell. I can take your order whenever you're ready.
So today we are headed to something called Blue Bus. And that is as much as I'm going to tell you until we get there. You're going to find out. Well, we do love doing stuff up on this hill. This is the wrong time of year to be on the hill. It's hot. There's a lot of little seeds in our socks. Any hoosers. Still a good time though. If you didn't see the last episode of Hometown, you won't understand the box. I highly recommend you go see it. It's really windy. Typically we see a lot of elk up here on the mountain, but this time of year they all disappear and go further into the mountains and you don't really see them. We made it to the top. The shoes are full of seeds. Well, this hike is definitely not for the faint of heart. We have climbed just about 2,400 vertical feet in 1.6 miles since we left Harris Park. Not the easiest climb, but a fun challenge. This could be a major distraction. So we have no idea who has put these signs out here. I'm sure there's someone watching this video, some local that knows, but there are signs out here on the road that guide you to Blue Bus. The whole forest is just erupting as the elk run away. Blue Bus, that's what the sign says, trust me. It's getting pretty worn out though. This bus is something that Lexi and I found 3 years ago when we moved here. I think it's just about ready to set up for an Airbnb.
Yeah, just about. Just a little bit of work needs to be done.
Just very minimal amount of work, honestly. We do a lot of hiking in the area, so we ran into it completely by accident. We found the signs, followed the signs to the Blue Bus. These are like multiple hours old. They're so gross. That was a good bit though, right? It was a good bit. Okay, in all seriousness, don't know a whole lot about the Blue Bus. Some locals have told us that back in the early 80s, there was a couple with some kids that lived in here. I would assume probably only during the summertime. I can't tell you how many times I have felt the desire to just find a bus, a blue bus in the woods, and live in the Blue Bus. But I personally believe that we are to live in the world, but we're not supposed to live of the world. And I think that that means that we shouldn't be hiding out in the woods. I think that we should be bettering other people's lives, doing good things for the world. And you can't do that if you're hiding in a blue bus in the woods. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So thanks for watching, and I will see you, maybe we will both see you next time on Hometown. See you next time. Yeah, in reality though, I'm not gonna leave my phone out here. I've gotta take it with me.
You know, I have such fond memories created over a meal. My dad once did something extra special for me after a big school event, where he dressed up and chauffeured my friends and me to a favorite restaurant. Other times, it was a Saturday night ride to taste Frosty Mug root beer floats at A&W. Later in my life, it has been simple picnics on a sunny afternoon with our kids. Every time, it's the connection of delicious food like this that makes it possible. Even in the Bible, the book of Acts records how believers devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and the fellowship and to the breaking of bread and prayers. The next time you visit the incredible places in our town, thank them for the world-class food that they give you to fill your stomach and also the opportunity to fill your soul. I think I'll grab a little takeout for dinner with the family tonight, and I'll see you next time on our next episode of Hometown. Do you love uplifting stories of people in our community as much as we do? When you give a gift, you make local, uplifting, community-focused programming like Hometown possible. To find out how, just use the QR code or visit our website at the link in our bio. And don't forget to like and subscribe to hear more great stories about our valley.